Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian report for the 4th of May, starting with the ASX on the daily chart here. We haven't reached our target up here as a wave C up through here, so it's still possible for that. So I'll just leave this how it is, but I'm looking at this now as an A wave to here, an A and a B and a C wave to here, and then up from that point. So an A and a B and a C wave coming into this space here, and then wave C into this space there. We also need to be careful of, look, in a bit of a nutshell, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ have moved up higher to their 61.8%. US banks and Australian banks and so on have only risen a little bit through here. So it's possible for them to make a new low here. So we also need to take that on board as well. Okay, so at this moment we'll look for, this move up through here never gave us 5 waves up here. It only gave us 3 waves, and it never made a new high above here. So let's just go in and have a little look at that for a moment. So we never made a new high above here where other markets around the world have. We've only got an A and a B and 5 waves up for a C wave here. So I need to look at it like wave A here, an A and a B and a C wave here for wave B, and then moving up higher for that point in wave C here. That's what I'm thinking. But I also want to be mindful that this whole move up here can be just corrective and we'll be going down further. So in that case, we'll have a look at the alternative count, and the alternative count is from the low here coming up as an A and a B and a C wave through here, and then looking at this, we know this is 5 waves here, so we need to look at it as wave 1 or wave A. So wave 1, wave 2 here, which came up really quite high here, that's why I've really got it as a wave B, and then we'd look for 5 waves down. Now in 5 waves down here, we'd be looking for a new low to come in on this space here. So wave 1 in 5 waves, wave 2, 3, 4, 5. Now don't get anxious and feel like you're missing out and all those sort of things, because around the world, all the markets down here in their own way, some are more advanced than others, some are leading, some are following, but what we're looking for is 5 waves down and then a 3 wave counter trend, and then we'll go down from that point. So if you're going to get into this market, you're probably short already, but not based on this chart, but another chart. But this move through here, this is the one that we'll be looking for. So don't have to worry about this. It may come down to the 5, never came down to 5 here, down to 5,000, so it may not come down to the 5,000 here, but we're counting 5 waves down here. And then once that's done, we'll be looking for an A and a B and a C wave through here. And then that's where our short trade's going to be through here. And we'll really hone in on that here, because it may just push straight up through here again. But at the same time, if it breaks one of these first, second lows here, we can look to go short, and we'll line that up with the S&P, which I think is also a good idea to watch the S&P video today. And we'll look at this moving lower through here. So if we're going to chase this down through here, in either way, in both counts, we're still looking either wave C or wave 3 here. So basically looking at the same scenario. So going back to our bullish count here, we're looking at this as an A wave, an ABC here for the B wave, and then looking down here. So the target would be down at 5,100, and it could go down a tad further, but be mindful of this low here. Normally I'd go for the target, but in this case we need to be mindful of that. So we do need to count this structure down through here, and like I mentioned, in both cases we're looking for this to finish off. How that finishes off, I'm not sure, but I'm actually not that concerned about it as well. I'm more interested in this rally here, and then down from that point. So we want to be cutting through to here on this for that trade coming in there. If you're short here already, well then stay short and just keep the stop out of the way. So this big square box here is the 61.8% of the bigger move, so we need to be mindful of that. But of course we've got 5,000 there to support us on that note. So we'll look at the 15-minute chart here. So counting this down here, it looks like from the top we've got 1 and 2 here, and then the third wave's got nice form in it, and wave 4 sideways. So we're looking for 5 waves to the downside here. Let's just assume this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here for 1 and 2 here. Let's just label these here 1 and 2 here, and we're looking for wave 3, 4 and 5 that will take us down into this space here. Okay, so how far it goes, will it reach the 5,000? I don't know. We just got to track the actual structure. It may just come down to 5. Definitely take some percentage off the table at this level here. Yeah, I mean, we've also got the 5,000 to contend with as well in the bigger picture as well. So the tick chart's not going to show us too much more really, but I mean, I just really use the tick chart so I can get my counts down. This is 100 ticks, and if I can't find the count in 100 ticks, then I'll drop it down to 50, then 20, then 10, until I can figure out each little wave. But this is pretty much the count here. So if I can just push this over to here, you can see more definition in this little first wave here now. So that's there, that's there. So we're just really looking for 5 waves down today. How long's wave 1 here? Wave 3's got the extension in it, so we could look at, just as a rule of thumb, but wave 1 here coming into this space here. I mean, it doesn't look much, does it, in that regard? We'll just move that, so put that there. See, that takes us down to 5,100, which is not such a bad little target area here for this. Anyway, you get the idea. And the best stop in the world is a trailing stop, because it can keep you in the game. Yes, you can get it wrong and it can flick you out and all the rest of it, but a bit hard to see what's in that gap there. I don't know if that's 1 and 2 in the third wave, or that's 1 and 2's already been in there. It's the third and the fourth and the fifth coming in for the low here on that case. So I'm not quite sure. But let's just, I mean, the cash market's going to open lower, so it'll drag it down, you know, so that's cool. We'll just keep this down here as a target. Okay, moving on, we're going to have a look at, well, we'll look at China first, because China has, you know, we will watch, I'll go back over it. So from the top here, we're looking down at an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. If that's going to be the case in ABC, then we want to see 5 waves to the upside. And we don't really have the 5 waves to the upside. We have 1 and pull back for 2 to the 61.8%. And then through all of this here, I can count 5 in here. It's rough, you know, it's a bit of a rough nut. Maybe it is 5 waves up. Maybe. So what we'll do in that case, we'll put that here, and then this here, let's just put in another one. So what we could say is that if the market drops below this level here, then we can start looking at it being bearish at that point. So, I mean, it's the 500 in here, so we'll get closer to that a little bit later. But the other count we've got here is that from the top here, we've got wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and then wave 1 here, and then wave 2 back here with an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave back through here. So what we're kind of waiting for with the US markets and everything is to look for the first 5 waves down, and then the counter trend. And then basically shorting below that second low there, that's the trigger and the catalyst for, you know, a much deeper move down at that point. So that helps us with Hong Kong a little bit. So let's have a look at Hong Kong. Okay, so this is Hong Kong coming down from the top. We had long trades going up through here, and we took profit at the 25,000 like we're supposed to. And here I've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So in this case, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a bit further for this to come down here. But once again, the main point here is that we're looking for this. Once that does settle in here, we're looking for that ABC pattern back up here, and that's where you may have a short trade in here. You can pretty much leave that there or take some percentage down here. It never hurts to take it don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, but also you don't want to be scared either. But taking enough in that taking enough off the table in case if you're going for the longer haul, then if the market's going to come back up to this 50-60% retracement level here, that means that you need to take enough profit in here that you can keep your stop up here. And well, we'll bring the stop down a bit. But you want to lock in enough profit for the market if it goes back. So you'd want to get around 80% of your money off the table here at this point. But I'll leave that to you to think out. I mean, sometimes psychologically, depending on your skill set, having money staying in the market and going for the longer trend is always good. And in this case, like we'll just go out here. Let's just go out to the weekly chart here. I can't remember what we've got here. Right, so in this case here, I've got wave, this is a bit like Australia really, but I've got the wave 3 over here, I've got an A wave here, and I've got a B wave up here, even though it's made a new high here. I find it very difficult to get 5 waves out of this unless we put this, this is A wave here, B wave here, and a C wave here for wave 4 of C here, 4 here, and then up for 5 here. And then we've got a top in place. But either way, we should see still further downside here. So we've got 5 waves here, then we've got an A wave here, B wave here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Not very nice looking here, but this is very clearly in 5 waves. So 3 waves. So it makes a nice wave 2 here, then wave 1 and 2 here. I was looking at this as wave 3 here. This is wave 4 here, is pulled up too high. But the thing is it really hasn't overlapped wave 1 here. And it also could be down for 1 and back for 2, and then coming down further from that point. You know, another more of a structure. But I'll just leave it as wave 4 at this point. But you can see that the point is that we could come down much further for all of this. But you pretty much, you know, don't want to use a CFD if you're going to be trading long term. You're better off using futures contracts and then just rolling them over when they expire, because of the compound interest. You know, they charge you interest each day, so you're paying interest on interest on interest in a way, so it can get rather expensive. So CFDs are normally used for shorter term trading, but so longer term trading, you can go over to your all your other derivatives, you know, your warrants, your options, and futures. I mean, I like futures contracts. I like to play straight games. I like to, yeah, anyway, but that's another story. We're all different, which makes it all good. So anyway, look here, just really pointing out like quite a bearish looking picture that we've got here for all of this, and pulling that into, well, I don't really need to go anywhere really, we'll just stay with this here. So we've got this top in play here at the 25. Basically, we're just looking down for this to land here. No point in chasing it too much at that point, you know. So yeah, during the week here, we'll look at the ABC, and that will be our thing. This is what we're going to be doing this week. We're just going to be watching this rally, and then we're going to be looking for our short trade. So that's where our focus is this week. And also India is the same as well. So over to India. Here. With India, this particular count up here, this is how the S&P is labelled, but I don't know if this is correct. Okay, I just don't know. There's overlapping wave structures between 1 and 4, which causes a problem. If from this point here, it would probably only leave 3 waves up at this point here. That's a problem. Even all this in here is a problem as well. Wave 1 started off nicely. Wave 2, it's hard to call this wave 3 in here, and 4 and 5 here. So I have to say that I don't really understand the count in here. But on an intraday basis, the market has moved with the rest of the world. So we do need to look at this as an impulse wave to the downside. Will it just be wave A here, wave B here, and wave C down to the 61.8%? Or will this be copy this. Is this just wave 1 here and wave 2 here? Either way, we're going to short this. Once this low comes in and completes here, we'll look for the ABC pattern here, and we'll be shorting this, and we'll be heading down lower from that point. So on this market here, like I say, I'm not that concerned about where the low is here. We're looking for an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for this. So this is not finished off here yet. It'll probably come down into spend a day coming down until the S&P is finished. The S&P is and the NASDAQ is the ones that we're looking for. But this is a 5-wave structure through here, and I don't want to pull this apart just yet. Or just simply wait for the ABC pattern. If you are short here, then the 9,000 is your target area. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in, and see you tomorrow. Cheers.